I knew the hospital number by heart, but nothing prepared me for the voice that said, "Sir, your wife has been brought to the ER. You should come." My heart stopped, not from worry, but from a sudden, sickening instinct that whatever happened to her wasn't something I was supposed to know about. When I arrived, the fluorescent lights felt too bright, the room too quiet, and my wife too dressed up for the girls' night she claimed to be at. Her makeup was smudged, perfume heavy, hair tangled like someone had run their hands through it recently. She didn't look at me when I walked in. That told me everything. "Can you pay the copay?" she muttered, like I was a wallet with legs. Not the man who'd slept beside her for 12 years. But it wasn't the medical bill that broke me. It was the name the nurse said while checking her chart. Is her boyfriend coming? He was the one who called the ambulance. My wife froze. I didn't. I just nodded, because shock has a way of numbing the face before it collapses. How it all started. Looking back, I should have known. The late nights, the sudden gym obsession, the new lingerie she never wore for me, the way she started showering the moment she got home, like she was washing off evidence. But love makes you stupid. It makes you ignore the perfume on a shirt that isn't yours. It makes you believe coworkers send heart emojis just because they're friendly. I kept telling myself she was stressed. I never thought she'd be cheating on me. Not her, not my wife, who cried during wedding vows and clung to me like I was her safe place. The night everything broke. She said she was going to dinner with her friend, Mia, who lives in Dubai now. I didn't call her out. Something inside me already felt cracked, and I didn't want to see it split open yet. At 11:38 p.m., the hospital called. At midnight, I learned the truth. She had been out with him, the other man. They'd been drinking. He'd driven careless. A sudden swerve, a curb, and she hit her head when the car jerked. He wasn't hurt, but she fainted. He panicked and dumped her at the ER, then vanished like a coward. Except he didn't vanish fast enough. The nurse heard him say, "My wife can't find out about this." Not girlfriend. Wife. The irony stung. She wasn't even the only one he was betraying. Her first words to me. She didn't say, "Thank you for coming." Not even "I'm sorry." The first thing she said was, "Don't tell anyone about this. And please just pay the bill." Like I was some PR manager assigned to her scandal. Like I wasn't her husband. Like my heart wasn't a shattered organ thumping inside my chest. I sat down slowly. Who was he? She stared ahead at the wall, jaw tight. It doesn't matter. It does to me. Nothing. Silence. So heavy it felt like the air thickened. She didn't deny it. She didn't even try. The bill. The nurse handed me the clipboard with the charges. CT scan. Blood panel. 4 ER admission. 143000. I stared at the paper. I thought about every time I stayed late at work. Every time I paid for her classes, her hobbies, her weekend trips. Every time I tried to be the man she said she deserved. And here she was, asking me to sponsor her infidelity too. "No," I said, and my own calmness surprised me. She blinked. "What?" "I'm not paying for the consequences of your date." Her eyes widened like I was the villain. "You're my husband." "Not after tonight." The unfolding of the truth. The doctor came in then, asking routine questions. Has she been under stress? Any emotional changes at home? I almost laughed. He explained that she fainted partly due to shock and panic, likely emotional distress. She cut him off. "Could you just discharge me?" He turned to me, assuming we were still a functioning couple. "You can drive her home in about an hour." My wife didn't correct him. Of course, she wanted me to take her home, but I had a better idea. My revenge didn't look like revenge. When she was finally clear to leave, I stood up, grabbed my jacket, and said, "You'll need to find another ride, and another place to stay." "What? You're seriously doing this now?" She hissed like I was inconveniencing her. "You've been doing this for months. I'm just reacting late." Her face twisted in panic. The same panic she probably felt earlier with him. Finally, her voice cracked. "Please don't leave me like this." A part of me, stupid, loyal, wounded, almost broke. But then I remembered the nurse, calling him her boyfriend. I remembered her begging me to pay for a lie that almost killed her. I remembered every late night. I sat alone waiting for someone who was laughing in another man's car. So I walked out. I didn't shout. I didn't insult her. I didn't call her lover. I just left her with the bill she earned. Sometimes the quietest revenge is simply refusing to clean up someone else's mess. What happened after? 2 days later, she showed up at our apartment with her things in trash bags. Not because she was moving out, no, because the hospital wouldn't release her without payment. And she needed me to sign financial responsibility forms. Please, she whispered. I don't have that kind of money. You should ask him, I said. He's blocked me. Of course he did. What do you want me to do? She asked, tears forming. I took a deep breath. Heavy, final, freeing. I want you to face what you did, without me absorbing it. I handed her the divorce papers I'd already prepared. She stared like I'd stabbed her, but she didn't deny anything. She just cried. And for the first time in months, the ending I didn't expect. She eventually arranged a payment plan with the hospital. Her lover's wife found out too, a separate tragedy I was involved in. As for me, I learned something painful but necessary. You can love someone so much that you forget to love yourself. Walking out of that ER wasn't revenge. It was recovery. And every day since then has felt like fresh air after months of breathing underwater. My story doesn't end with rage or drama. It ends with clarity and peace finally choosing me back.